In the storm-torn world of Ecliptis, where the skies crackle with never-ending lightning, and the land is bathed in perpetual twilight, the people live on the brink of despair. Their only hope was to endure the cataclysmic storms that raged for years, sheltering in subterranean cities built deep within the planet's crust. Yet something far worse than the storms was coming, a merciless armada of alien invaders called the Pantheon, whose fleet moved through the cosmos, annihilating everything in its path. Among the underground cities was a brilliant but restless woman named Sabrina Nova. At 25, Sabrina had an unmatched technology talent. Growing up on a planet that thrived on ingenuity and survival, she had mastered ancient mechanisms from the remnants of long-lost civilizations buried under Ecliptis. Sabrina often felt like a piece of her soul was missing, as though she were destined for something beyond the darkened halls of the shelters and the endless hum of malfunctioning generators. But fate called her on the day she discovered the Titan. Sabrina stumbled upon the Titan by accident. She was running diagnostics on the outer storm barriers when she detected a strange signal hidden beneath the crust, one she had never encountered before. Intrigued, she diverted power from the generators and used it to drill deep into the planet's core. What she found was beyond anything she could have imagined. A massive mechanical Titan, dormant and ancient. It stood over 50 meters tall, its armor plated with a mixture of dark metal and glowing energy veins. Embedded into its arms were weapons that pulsed with raw power, and its frame bore the scars of battles fought long before Sabrina was born. As she approached the dormant machine, something remarkable happened. The control system seemed to come to life, reacting to her presence. Data surged through the screens around her, flooding her mind with ancient symbols and blueprints. A voice hummed through the Titan's console, almost like it recognized her. The Titan had chosen her. Sabrina isolated herself from the machine for days, learning everything she could. The Titan, named Omega Striker by its creators, was not merely a machine. It was a weapon designed for the defense of Ecliptis, a gift from an ancient civilization. Its rockets, machine guns, and defensive energy shields made it a force to be reckoned with. But there was a catch. The Titan was so advanced that only someone capable of syncing with its Neuralink interface could control it. Sabrina, determined to save her planet, threw herself into training. With each session, the machine became more responsive. It wasn't long before she could guide it effortlessly, walking through the underground testing ranges, activating weapons, and deploying its energy shields. The Pantheon Armada was approaching fast, and the people of Ecliptis had no way of fighting back. The Council of Ecliptis' leaders pleaded with Sabrina to take the Titan and lead the charge against the invaders. She wasn't a soldier, but she knew she was the only one who could stand between her home and extinction. The day the Pantheon fleet arrived, the skies of Ecliptis turned black with enemy ships. The invaders began bombing the storm barriers, tearing through the defenses that had protected the cities for years. Sabrina powered up the Titan, Aegis's frame glowing bright with energy as its systems roared to life. She stepped into the open surface for the first time, standing between the invaders and her world. They had no idea what was coming. With a deafening blast, Sabrina unleashed the rockets and machine guns, vaporizing the first wave of enemy drones. The Titan's seismic hammer swung with crushing force, shattering entire battalions of armored soldiers. As the skies rained with fire, Sabrina activated the Titan's energy shield, blocking the bombardments with a shimmering barrier of light. She moved like a force of nature, dancing through enemy lines, every step echoing across the stormy terrain. The people of Ecliptis, watching from the underground shelters, erupted in cheers as Sabrina fought to defend them. For the first time in generations, they saw hope. But the battle was far from over. The Pantheon's mothership descended into the atmosphere, an enormous hulking warship bristling with weapons. Sabrina knew that defeating the ship would be her greatest challenge, but she couldn't afford to fail, not with her people's lives hanging in the balance. The warship fired its main cannon, and the blast knocked Sabrina back, forcing the Titan to crash into the rocky ground. Her systems flickered, and alarms blared throughout the cockpit. But Sabrina gritted her teeth and pushed forward. She rerouted all remaining power to the Titan's engines and charged directly toward the mothership. With a surge of energy, Aegis leaped into the air, its seismic hammer raised high. Sabrina swung with all her might, smashing through the warship's hull and causing a chain reaction of explosions. Flames engulfed the ship as it plummeted toward the planet's surface. Sabrina, using the last of the Titan's energy, activated the energy shield to protect the cities below from the falling debris. When the dust settled, the Pantheon fleet was in retreat, and the skies of Ecliptis were finally clear. In the aftermath of the battle, Sabrina stood atop the Titan, watching the storm clouds begin to part for the first time in her life. The people of Ecliptis emerged from their shelters, gazing up at the young woman who had become their hero. Sabrina Nova had not only saved her world, she had discovered her true purpose. The Titan Aegis would remain her companion, a symbol of hope and strength in a galaxy filled with danger. Together, they would guard Ecliptis from future threats, ensuring that no invader would ever threaten her home again. As she looked out over the horizon, Sabrina knew this was only the beginning. There were other worlds out there, other dangers waiting in the dark. And with Aegis by her side, she was ready for whatever came next. Sabrina Nova, pilot of the Titan Omega Striker, was no longer just a mechanic. She was a guardian of the stars, whose legacy will last forever.